augury of our epoch is unequivocally inundated with the lachrymose lamentations of a populace ensnared by the mechanized gears of an inexorable capitalist machina. As the intrepid Melina postulates, the etiology of America's systemic erosion resides not in external malignancies, but in the frenetic pursuit of pecuniary ascendancy.
Yeah, so like example, if you have babies here, both parents get paid leave. Both. You don't have to quit your job to become a parent. Like, you don't have to do that. Like, you will get paid. You don't have to pay a crazy amount of money to go to the doctor. You don't have to, like, that stuff, it's pretty fine. And like, everything is so expensive in the US too. It's crazy. I really like, of course the system can always be improved, but I like this. This creates a better lifestyle that just feels more real to me. Anonymous tours late, yeah. It's great. It is. It's like just like more and more and more and more. No one really is happy, and it's not romanticized to actually just. I see this like videos on TikTok and YouTube and Instagram where there's pictures of little fairy tale people having a little coffee time, and they're just chilling in the woods, and it's cozy and cute. And then the title is like, "Can we just normalize whatever this is?" Yeah, because that's not what people do. People kind of just, they value such weird things. Every time people criticize or talk about how America is, we feel much more offended. Okay, but America is not. You would say America is growing, you would say it's don't mess in their problems. Wait, are you talking about Canada? Which country are you talking about? Like, for example, the whole AI thing is kind of scary, because it's like, people are just, you know, they're so eager to be first with it, and be better, and do the big, better thing, and it just keeps going, and it's going too fast, and they just kind of lose control over it. Why? What's the point? Can't we just be happy with what we have? Like, we don't have to go there. Can we just focus on trying to make as many people as possible happy? Why the heck are we focusing on putting in so much money into such stupid things? That doesn't matter at the end of the day. What matters is that everyone is having a good life with their families, not feeling super stressed out. They can still do the things that they like to do. Having a good environment that's comfortable. I don't understand. Like, why is it such a crazy push on things? Why do you care we all be dead before anything goes bad? Well, you don't know that. You actually don't know idea. Things are going so fast right now. The past 20 years has gone crazy fast. You have no idea what's going to happen. But we know that things are already dying. We know that the environment is getting really messy. And some people don't even want to believe that, which is even crazier. Guys, we got a hype train still. we got 40 seconds left, and we need 4 subs to get to level 5. Let's go. Like, something I don't understand is that I don't understand why more cities in the US doesn't have public transport, because that would help so much for the environment. It would also not cost as much for people to travel places, and people could go to work and live far away from their jobs and go, like, get there fast. Like, it's a big project, yes, but I think overall that's going to help quite a bit. But just because they have this, like, oh, I want that big car that's really expensive and I will take a loan for it. That's crazy stuff. And it just feels like there's a norm, you know? Why would you want things to go fast? Just because the rich history exists and enjoyed in Europe. So now is which house create? I don't understand that question. Of the US is that their cities are built for cars, public transport don't work since you can't walk to the train station, etc. Yeah, but like, that's something I feel like they should invest in. If they have that much money, I feel like that's something they should fix. Because that would help people, and it would help the environment, and it would just be overall really, really good. I feel like it's just something that people don't really care about because everyone has a car. But that would be legit so good. Same thing with like guns and stuff too.
A pursuit that transmogrifies societal ethos into a veritable bacchanalia of consumeristic voracity. This phenomenon, akin to the Sisyphean labor, predicates itself on the perpetual deferral of contentment for an illusory panacea of material plenitude. Consider the infantilized state of familial economics, when the gestational dyad finds itself marooned amidst the merciless flux of occupational obligations. The hypothetical sanctity of procreative sabbaticals is rendered a chimera in the face of exigent labor mandates, leaving progenitorial entities to languish in fiscal purgatory. Such systemic aberrations stand in stark contrast to the idyllic precepts of remunerative parity observed in other sovereignties, lands where the cradle of life is not sullied by the predatory talons of profit maximization. As Melina astutely underscores, the absence of remunerative leave forces parents into a draconian calculus. The act of nurturing progeny, arguably humanity's most elemental vocation, is pitted against the inexorable demands of occupational survival. The resultant attrition of familial cohesion is not an ancillary casualty, but a systemic inevitability. For what is capitalism if not the elevation of the ledger over the ledger's keeper? The Hippocratic sanctum has not been spared the corrosive touch of capital's Midas-like hand. The American healthcare apparatus, ostensibly a bastion of innovation, is in reality a sprawling edifice of inequity, where wellness is commodified and suffering monetized. Unlike the more egalitarian paradigms observed in European polities, where healthcare is enshrined as a universal right, the United States operates under a model that privileges profit over providence. Here, the fundamental transaction between healer and healed is mediated by an intermediary labyrinth of insurance and pharmaceutical oligopolies. Each cough, each sneeze, each diagnostic query is a prelude to a Kafkaesque ordeal of billing codes and out-of-pocket expenditures. This systemic perversity not only exacerbates individual suffering, but also entrenches societal stratification. For how can a society flourish when its members are but digits in the actuarial calculus of profitability? It is a peculiarity of the American zeitgeist that the attainment of more is valorized as an intrinsic virtue. Yet, this ceaseless striving for material accumulation has yielded not the promised utopia, but a disenchanted dystopia. As Melina aptly laments, the frenetic pursuit of advancement, whether in the realm of artificial intelligence or infrastructural gigantism, often disregards the telos of human happiness. The digital agora serves as both mirror and molder of this malaise. On platforms like Instagram and TikTok, curated visions of idyllic repose, complete with rustic cottages and artisanal coffees, compete for attention against the cacophony of urban NY. These portrayals, while ostensibly aspirational, serve to exacerbate the chasm between lived realities and idealized fantasies. In their wake, the populace is left ensnared in a cycle of dissatisfaction, perpetually yearning for an existence that remains tantalizingly out of reach. In the annals of infrastructural myopia, few phenomena are as emblematic as America's devotion to the automobile. The nation's urban landscapes are constructed not with pedestrians or public transit in mind, but as sprawling testaments to car culture. This architectural folly not only exacerbates environmental degradation, but also perpetuates socio-economic disparities. For in a system predicated on vehicular dependence, mobility becomes a privilege rather than a right. Consider the paradox. A nation that purports to champion freedom is, in fact, shackled by its infrastructural constraints. The absence of robust public transportation systems ensures that economic opportunities are geographically stratified, accessible only to those who can afford the exorbitant costs of automotive ownership. This infrastructural inequity is compounded by the environmental toll of carbon emissions. A crisis that demands immediate redress, yet languishes under the weight of political inertia. The rapidity with which technological advancements have been embraced is both a marvel and a menace. The advent of artificial intelligence, for instance, epitomizes the Faustian bargain inherent in unbridled innovation. While AI holds the potential to revolutionize myriad sectors, its unchecked proliferation raises existential questions about labor, ethics, and human agency. Melina's apprehension is well-founded. The capitalistic impetus to outpace competitors often results in a reckless disregard for the ramifications of technological upheaval. In this unrelenting race, the human condition is relegated to a subordinate consideration, a casualty of a paradigm that prioritizes efficiency over empathy. In sum, the American capitalist experiment stands at a crossroads. The insights articulated by Melina serve as a clarion call for a collective reimagining of societal priorities. To transcend the morass of discontent and inequity, America must embrace a metanoia, a fundamental transformation of its values and systems. This entails not merely reforming individual policies, but reconstituting the very ethos that underpins the nation. Only through such a paradigmatic shift can the United States hope to reconcile its aspirations with its realities, to craft a society where happiness is not an elusive spectre, but a tangible, ubiquitous presence. Until then, the lamentations of its disenchanted citizens will continue to echo through the annals of history, a somber testament to what could have been. If this